Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So today I got some plants from one of my friend. She had some string of dolphins, but they didn't come in a very good condition. A lot of breakage. This was supposed to be with this and it happened to break, but nevertheless, whenever there is something breakage, it means that they have automatically got propagated, so we can definitely put them in another pot. So this is how the string of dolphins tend to look like. They look very similar to the string of bananas, but the only difference is the extra growth that they have on their leaves, which looks like they are dolphins. As you can see, same like how we have our string of bananas, but the only thing is that they have this extra growth which looks like a fin of the dolphin, and hence they are called as string of dolphins. Now pretty much everyone does have the extra growth. All of those spikes are visible, some of them are missing, but I think over the period of time, once it starts to grow, it will have much more growth. As you can see, it is completely dry, so it's going to take a while for it to recover. The strand is very good, and this is the other piece that fell off. As you can see, the tiny little so these are the smaller ones. You can see the shape of the dolphin. It looks like this dolphin is about to come out of the water and jump back. It kind of looks like that. So they are very easy to take care, but there is one issue because this is a hybrid. I'm not very sure what is the other parent. One of the parent is the string of bananas. That's why they have this curvy effect, and then they have been created in such a way that they get this fin. I don't know how it was created, but that's how it is. So what the issue with this is, at times they tend to revert back again to string of bananas. There is nothing much you can do about it. Always understand, guys, whenever a hybrid is created, it's not necessary that it has to be stable and it is going to have a very different form permanently. A lot of times, depending upon the weather condition, depending upon your watering, a lot of these factors do matter, and a lot of times the succulent that tends to look like dolphin will completely revert back to one of its parent, which is the string of bananas, because I've heard a lot of people say that their string of dolphins no longer look like dolphins. So probably the plant is reverting back to one of the parent. Most probably it turns out to be the string of bananas. So nothing much we can do. It all depends upon the variety of succulent. If you are lucky enough, probably the hybrid that you have brought is a very stable one and it is not going to change its form. So hope that the one that you have is a stable one. Now I'm not very sure how this is going to react, but any which ways I will be repotting them. They are in a slightly bad condition, lot of damage. There is another one that fell off, which also has these beautiful dolphins, so I'm going to plant all of them. Luckily this does have a small little root, so it's going to work out really well. Now I'm going to plant all of them in one pot because I don't have much of soil, because the same soil mix that I tend to use, but I increase a little bit more of garden soil. But you can still see that the soil mix is very loose, it's very porous, the same type of soil mix. Because remember, guys, they do not like to be kept underwatered for a very long time. They will get damaged. The stem usually tends to dry. So basically you need to have a balanced watering, wherein you're not watering it too much, at the same time you're not underwatering it. So whenever you tend to see that the soil is dry, you can go ahead and water it. Now for my string of plants, be it string of pearls, string of tears, string of watermelons, or string of dolphins or bananas, I always tend to go for a plastic container, a shallow container. At times I use the hotel containers, or I use the small pots like this of plastic, because they tend to retain slight moisture, not soggy wet, not moist wet, but slight moisture, which is good enough for them. So I have used the same mix. Now probably I might have used 60% of aquarium sand and rest is filtered garden soil. So you can see the mix is very loose, very porous. I also happen to filter it twice so that I don't have any dust in it. So now I will go ahead and repot it. I already have a green net that I have covered this pot with. So let me just fill this up completely. So now we are done. I will just dig a little bit. Now remember, guys, do not water it immediately. Wait for some time. And also talking about the light requirements, do not expose it to direct sunlight. Remember, they are green in color, they do not change the color, so you have to ensure that you keep it in indirect but really bright light, because remember, if they do not get that light, required light, they will start to stretch, so you have to be extremely careful. Now I'm just planting them any which ways, they will start to root very soon, so I'm just going to keep them slightly tucked. The ones that do not have roots, I'll keep them slightly tucked in the soil, and I won't be watering them right away, probably after 4 or 5 days, or when the roots appear. Now this is already calloused. I'm sure by tomorrow it is going to callus because it broke off while taking out from the bag. So all I have to do is just leave it in indirect bright light. So I won't be watering it right away. Probably after a week or so I will water it, because right now all of the dolphins are very well hydrated, so I do not need to be worried. But ensure that you do not keep this plant in direct sunlight, otherwise it will get burnt. Give it a good amount of indirect bright light for 8 to 9 hours. If there is lack of light, then there will be a lot of gap. As you can see over here, this is a kind of stretched string of dolphins, because as you can see, there is a lot of space in between each of the dolphin. It has to be more gathered together. There should not be so much of space. So any which ways, I'm going to keep it in indirect bright light. As and when it starts to recover, I will definitely keep an update video for you guys. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.